back with how to spot misleading health information, and a popular one is called greenwashing, a practice where companies mislead consumers into believing their products or services are environmentally friendly, healthy to eat, preservative-free, when actually they're not. Joining me now to explain is integrative nutrition health coach Sonia Magruder. Sonia, it is such a pleasure to see you.
Thank you. It's so great to be back here with you again, Gail.
It's always a pleasure to have you, because you educate us in a way that I think a lot of consumers, including myself, who think, man, I'm doing the right thing, I'm eating the right products, but really you're not. You're being fooled by marketing.
For sure. And I was someone who was fooled by that years ago before I learned the marketing is on the front, and you have to turn the package over, and actually look at the ingredient label. So some marketing tricks are even just using the word healthy on the front of the package. It doesn't mean it's necessarily healthy. I recently saw a can of almonds that on the front it said Heart Smart Snacking. Turned it over. After almonds, the next ingredient was canola oil, followed by sugar, salt, and corn maltodextrin. Those are unhealthy ingredients. Those are typical crops that are sprayed with glyphosate, which is the chemical in Roundup. Usually those are laden with glyphosate unless they're organic, certified organic, which this wasn't. Another one is non-GMO. Putting non-GMO on the front of the package, people think, oh, that's good. It's not genetically modified ingredients. But you'll see that on things that aren't going to be genetically modified anyway, like blueberries, for example.
Right.
It'll say non-GMO. They're not GMO anyway. But blueberries are one of the most highly sprayed crops or plants with pesticides and herbicides. So it really needs to say certified organic. That's what matters. That trumps non-GMO, because if it's certified organic, it will not be GMO.
Wow, they're really, I mean, almost like you need a degree in this. I want to circle back to glyphosate, because you were really our very first and only guest to this point, really driving home that message. This same ingredient found in Roundup, which is linked to so many health issues, it's in way more foods than we ever thought. Like, I thought I was eating new, healthy pasta, and then my daughters, who I told all about the segment with you, they kept sending me TikTok videos showing me that it was covered in glyphosate. Yes, the chickpea pasta.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, I'm eating chickpea pasta. I'm healthy.
Right.
No, you're not. It's been sprayed and sprayed and sprayed.
I know. So again, you want to go for certified organic, but that's really interesting that you bring that up, because chickpeas, we don't think of them as GMO, genetically modified. GMO crops are automatically sprayed with glyphosate Roundup. The seeds are called Roundup Ready. So it means the plant can withstand the spray and it'll live, but the weeds will be killed. And it's cheaper than having people pull them out. Now, there's several things that are not GMO crops, like chickpeas, wheat, barley, oats. You know, you're thinking oatmeal is healthy, and they're used, glyphosate is used as a desiccant, which means it's a drying agent, to dry it quicker so the production can be quicker and more profitable. So all these things, if they're not certified organic, most likely they've got glyphosate in them.
Well, I wish you could go grocery shopping with me, because I get so confused. Like, even if you grab grated cheese, that's covered with wax to keep it in its shape. You know, even some of the meats that we eat, if you're not getting bone in, that could have been formed and manipulated to look a certain way. So how, with so much confusion out there, and as tough as it is to read labels, what can we do to start pushing in the right direction?
I think really, you know, educating ourselves and reading about things that are presented one way, but they're really not. And really, like I said, looking at the back of the package and researching the company. Like, who's behind it? Who's behind the company that's making this product? Or where is this meat coming from? So with meat, finding a local farmer, someone who raises their meat, that's going to be true grass-fed. If you're looking for grass-fed beef, that's going to be true grass-fed. It's not going to be the cows that are confined and they're pouring grass on their heads.
Oh, I've seen that video on social media, and it breaks my heart to see that. We're going to be, of course, sharing your information, because I know you do a lot of vetting, so people can come to you and kind of see, you know, what you will point them to. So we'll definitely do that. But talk to me about vitamins, because this is another area where we're being fooled by a lot of companies.
If you get one of the popular advertised on TV multivitamins, and you look at the ingredients, and it's too much to go into now, but if I showed you what these ingredients are, you would be appalled. Also, colors, they've got fake dyes and colors and things like that in them. So those are the most egregious, but you can look at other ones that seem like they're pretty good, but look at the other ingredients. That's where you want to look. Other ingredients, you'll find magnesium stearate, stearic acid. Those are totally non-nutritive. They're non-beneficial. They can even be detrimental to us if we're taking them every single day. What those are cheap flowing agents to get capsules and tablets through the machines. They do not contain magnesium, so there's nothing healthy about them. There's even been studies where they can actually potentially lead to your gut forming biofilms, which is where you cannot absorb nutrients, and it can even become antibiotic resistant. These biofilms, it's microbes or fungus that kind of gang up and form this shield. So they can potentially lead to that. So you want to look for things in the other ingredients, because that's where those things are hidden. And also, no synthetic isolates. The body doesn't recognize that. You want supplements that come from a whole food source, because the body can actually recognize and assimilate that. It's got all the cofactors, the enzymes, the fiber, the minerals. And that's another thing. Things are so mineral deficient because, you know, a lot of people, or some people in health and wellness say, well, we should get everything from our food and not take supplements. And I agree with that to a degree. But the way the farming is done, the soils are so depleted. There's no minerals. There's really nothing there. It's like dead soil. So you want to get something that comes from regenerative farming practices, if at all possible. That's what I use.
Okay. It's a lot to ingest, but don't worry, because like I said, I'm going to share everything about Sonia on BloomTampaBay.com. And Sonia and I are heading into the Bloom Kitchen to make a real wellness smoothie when Bloom returns.